Are you looking for new free science fiction and fantasy to read this weekend? We got them. Today we'll be reviewing the top 5 best-selling free science fiction and fantasy books on Amazon. And the top book is an epic fantasy about a young mage and an orphan stable boy and the dark amulet that holds the secret to their survival. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the MetaStellar YouTube channel. My name is Maria KOROLOV. I'm the editor here at MetaStellar. And every single Friday, the team here reads the first few chapters of every book on Amazon's free science fiction and fantasy list. Today, I was helped by 2 of our fiction editors, Terrence Smith and Sophie Gorjans, and by community member Alex KOROLOV. And Terrence is here with us today. Hi, Terrence.
Hello.
Terrence is also a video game reviewer at Game Rant, and he has finished a sci-fi novel that we're in the process of editing and will be serializing here at MetaStellar. So
not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, he's got a self-deprecating thing going on. Stop it, Terrence, stop it. All right, for those of you who are new, MetaStellar is an online magazine of speculative fiction. All the content is always free to our readers. We publish original short fiction, reprints, excerpts, essays, and lots of book reviews like these. We are able to do this and keep all content completely free thanks to our Patreon supporters. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And now let's get to the free books. Okay, I'm going to make my picture a little bit bigger, and I'm going to pull up the first free book today, and it is Myth and Magic by Lindsay Buroker. This book is a prequel to the 9-book Death Before Dragons urban fantasy series. The other books are between $1 and $5 each, but they're all in Kindle Unlimited, and the 3rd book in the series, Tangled Truths, is also free today. Kindle Unlimited, if you don't know, is where you pay $12 a month and you read all the books you want. The downside is you have to read them on Amazon, but if that's okay for you, then it is a fantastic deal. Lindsay Buroker has been on our list a lot. She's one of my all-time favorite authors, and she also is the host of the Six Figure Authors podcast, which is a must-listen for anyone who wants to write speculative fiction for a living. So I love her. I love her work. I love all her books. And so I was super excited to start reading this one. So it's about Val, a half-elf living in modern-day Seattle. And she's an assassin. She works for the local authorities, and she tracks down and kills particularly dangerous supernatural creatures. She's got extra strength and agility from her half-elf blood. She can quickly heal from wounds. And she also has a bunch of magical weapons, amulets, and she can call on other magical creatures for favors. I love her. She's hardcore. She's super competent. She's just fun to spend time with. She's a little lonely because of her job, and that gets investigated more as the series progresses. So,
question.
Yeah.
Does this assassin have some kind of creed, like an Assassin's Creed?
Yes,
it's a video game.
She only kills things that are dangerous to humans and have killed humans, and there's basically nothing else to be done except to go in and kill them too. And she takes on the worst cases.
Okay, so she's not on a quest to uncover ancient artifacts before the Templars do, then.
No. She's on a quest to pay her bills.
Just as noble of a quest.
Well, but also to kill things that are killing humans. So she used to be in the military, so she's got those skills too, and she's tried to retire before, but then something horrible would always happen and she gets sucked back into the life. So yeah, so I love her. And when we meet her, she's on her way to visit a friend, who's an ordinary human, and her ex-boyfriend. She broke up with him because she couldn't stand the thought of putting him in danger because people are always trying to kill her, and she doesn't want him to get caught in the crossfire. And he lives on a boat, so she's walking on the docks towards the boat, and she stumbles across a dead body, an ogre. And she's trying to figure out what's going on when her friend's sister shows up. The sister has been worried about her brother. Last night, he told the family that he found something amazing and then stopped answering his phone. And she blames Val. Before meeting Val, the guy didn't even know the supernatural existed. He was working in finance, and now he's hunting magical artifacts, risking his life. So the sister is a little pissed at Val for dragging him into all this. So Val tells the sister to wait while she checks out the boat, because she can sense there's something magical there. The ex-boyfriend is nowhere to be found, but she does find a magical silver tiger cub. And the plot begins in earnest. So, like I said, I love this character. And I started reading this book just before lunch, finished the book over lunch. It was awesome. I really like the fact that there wasn't any romance in this book because I've got a cold, cold heart. And
Yep, she's cold. She loves people dying.
I love people who stab other people and not like trying to get all mushy with them. And then I downloaded and read the next book, officially the first book in the series, and it was even more awesome. More murder, more mayhem. There's a hint of impending romance, but no mushy stuff yet. And then I downloaded the third book, well, officially the second book in the series, but the third counting the prequel. And I had to stop reading it because I had to like go back to work. But I'm probably gonna like finish most of these books before the weekend is out. There's 9 books in the series. I probably won't finish all of them in 2 days, but I'm gonna do my best. I love this series. I love the author, and I love everything about it. Very much kind of a Buffy kind of vibe, and just fun, snarky, full of action, everything I want in the book. All right. Let's go on to the next book in the series. Number 4, Displaced. That's not it. Did I get the... Okay. Well, this should say number 4.
Strike that, reverse it.
I messed up. Ignore this number. So
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
yeah. Displaced is the first of 3 books in the Displaced post-apocalyptic sci-fi series. The other books are $3 each, and they're not in Kindle Unlimited. This is the second time this book has been on our list. We previously reviewed it in May of last year. Oh, we also reviewed it this past March, so it's the 3rd time it's on our list. And Alex KOROLOV read this for us, and he says it's a sci-fi story about a small group of humans who wake up from suspended animation in a transport pod and now have to survive on a strange new planet. And he says this book is for people who like stories of survival, where humans are exploring alien worlds. He likes it, and he said he's going to keep reading it to learn about the new planet. He says the characters are interesting, and he wants to know what happens to them. But the first 3 chapters sound like they start a little bit slow. They're about the people getting to know each other, and 2 of the people don't get along. Kevin is an outdoorsy survivalist type who knows how to hunt and fish, and he quickly learns that the animals on the new planet are just like Earth creatures, but bigger. And James was a politician on Earth, and he quickly takes charge of the small group of colonists, and at the same time, he becomes Kevin's enemy because the 2 just don't get along. All right, so if that's your kind of thing, pick it up while it's still free. I should mention the books do not stay free for long. Authors or publishers make the books free in order to promote the first book in a series, so that you'll buy the rest of the series. And then they take them out of the free offer pretty quickly, so grab them while they're hot. Next, we have Stone Guardian by Gayle Katz. And let me see if I have this. Oh, I do. Stone Guardian. Phew. Okay.
Yep, in the right order this time.
This is the first of 6 books in the Masonry, Magic, and Love Paranormal Romance series. The other books are $5 each, and they're not in Kindle Unlimited. The author has been on this list before. And Terrence Smith read this for us. Terrence, what did you think of this book?
Well, normally I'm not a fan of the paranormal romance type of story, especially when the supernatural feature doing the romancing tends to be domineering and abusive to the protagonist. And speaking of which, Bella should have chosen Jacob, not Edward. Edward was such a creepy stalker creature who explicitly told Bella that he had the desire to kill her and early on in the story. That should have been a big red flag for her to get as far away from him as humanly possible, but I digress. This one, it didn't seem too bad to me. The subtitle said it was a sweet paranormal romance, so hopefully not toxic. And it has a gargoyle, and I like gargoyles because of the Disney cartoon gargoyles, which I'm still waiting for Disney to revive. I don't get what's taking them so long. So basically, the story is about this librarian named Nancy who lives in a small Vermont town and is also a college student. And the library has these gargoyles decorating the library campus, including one in particular that she sees through a window and confides in a lot. And there is also this other guy in the library that has an eye for her. He comes off as a little creepy, like putting a hand on her shoulder when he expresses concern for her. And the action figures on this guy's shelf point me into the direction that maybe he's not a predator, maybe he's just autistic. Of course, I'm autistic, so I think everyone is autistic, or I want everyone to be autistic. So anyway, Nancy gets an email that says that the library is in danger of not necessarily well, the library and her job are in trouble essentially. So what she does is that she makes a wish with a coin in the fountain outside, and the gargoyle comes to life, and that sets off all these supernatural shenanigans. I thought this was pretty well written. I do like how the author describes a library that resonated with me immediately, since I'm a huge fan of libraries and books, and I also love the New England fall setting because I am a New Englander myself and I love the fall weather. And so would I say this is a must read for me? Not necessarily, but I wouldn't mind reading it if I had very few other options, then this would be an okay one for me. And paranormal romance fans will absolutely love this.
All right, thanks. So now we're on to book number 2, Caging Ella by Andie Long. Ignore number 4 up there. This is the book cover. Yeah.
Four is two, two is four, up is down, left is right.
Yeah, let me make that a little bigger for you guys. There you go. So this is the first of 2 books in the Dark and Twisted Fairy Tales romantic fantasy series. The other book is $4 and is not in Kindle Unlimited. It's also not published yet. It will be released in January and is currently available for pre-order. This is the author's first time on the list. I read this one. Again, not a fan of the mushy stuff. This is all mushy stuff. I like murder and mayhem, and not so much murder and mayhem here. But it does start with a death, but it's a sad death. Ella's mom has died, which is not the fun mayhem kind of death. So it seems that Ella's going to be turning 18 in a week, and she just talked to her mom on the phone, and her mom was excited about Ella's 18th birthday. And because Ella would be finally free of her nasty, nasty dad and her stepmother and her evil stepsisters. So her parents got divorced or broke up 6 years ago, and her dad kicked her mom out, kept custody of Ella because he's rich and he's mean. And basically, Ella has been a servant in his house for the past 6 years, and his mom went to work as a housekeeper for the vampire in the castle next door, because of course she did. And so Ella's very depressed about her mom's death. She puts on a dress, she sneaks out of the house to a nearby park where she meets a weirdo, creepy guy. And of course, this weirdo, creepy guy turns out to be the vampire who lives next door. And the vampire next door, in order to honor Ella's mom, decides to throw a ball instead of a funeral, which is weird. And he invites his neighbors, Ella's dad and stepmom and her stepsisters and her. But the stepmother is evil and she doesn't want Ella to go. So they force her to stay at home and clean the house while they go to the ball. And a fairy shows up and helps Ella get dressed and puts her in a limo and drives her over to the castle. So very confusing. This is set in the modern day. Ella has a computer, but she's only allowed to talk on the phone with her mom once a week. She doesn't seem to be going to school. She just spends all her time cleaning. I was very confused about all this. I can't figure out why she doesn't run away, or why her mother doesn't get a real job, or why anything in the book happens the way it does. But of course, Ella shows up at the ball, and I'm 6 chapters in at this point. No one has been tortured or killed or stabbed yet. I don't think they're going to be, or at least not in a fun and exciting way. So I'm not going to stick with this book. There's way too much drama and family issues and all that other stuff. So this is not my kind of thing, but I do know it is their kind of thing for a lot of people. And if you're one of them, the book is free. Check it out. And last on our list, or number 1 on our list, is that epic fantasy that I mentioned earlier. But before we get to that, I want to thank our Patreon supporters. Where are they? I'm gonna pull them up in a second as soon as there we go. I lost that window. So our Patreon supporters, I want to thank them very much for taking time for helping us out. We wouldn't be here without them. Janet Stilson, Luca, Sophie, Marie, Alexander, Avery, Terrence, our Terrence, Brad, David, Anastasia, and Amira. Thanks, guys. We wouldn't be here without you. Because of our Patreon supporters, we're able to publish original short fiction. Our the fall submission cycle just ended at the end of October, and we had a record high number of submissions. And Terrence is one of the people organizing that. So thanks, Terrence. Okay, now on to the book. That's not right. This is the book. That should be number 1. Oh my God, I had them all like mixed up. So this is the Lindsay Buroker book that I should have shown you at the beginning of this taping. Myths and Magic, that's the one I highly recommend. I'm going to be reading all the books in the series for. And this is book number 1 on today's list, not book number 5. So yeah, I'm like all over the place today. Sorry, guys.
Like that, reverse it.
So ignore that number here, ignore that. Okay, so this is the Paley Mage by Jennifer Ealey. Sophie Gorjans read this for us. This is the first of 3 books in the Dark Amulet Epic Fantasy series. The other books are $4 each, and they're not in Kindle Unlimited, and the author has been on our list before. So Sophie Gorjans says that in the prologue we meet Jehan, the mage, who's from the title, and we see how he's born. Then we switch to 8 years later in the first chapter. He's just starting to learn what it means to have all this magical power and what others are thinking of him. And so he has light eyes, like a lavender purple, and this makes him spooky and dangerous to other people. And other kids are teasing him about his eyes. And we also meet the other point of view character, Sasha, an orphan stable boy. And so the only memento he has of his past is a mysterious obsidian amulet. And according to the book summary, secrets are going to be revealed, prophecies are going to be fulfilled, and dangerous enemies have to be overcome. And Sophie says all of this sounds like a lot of fun to her. She says that the author has a jaunty, accessible voice that suits the age of the protagonists, but it doesn't make the book sound immature or like something for kids, and the characters are charming. She's interested in understanding more about the world and what's going to be continuing. And she says if you're looking for something entertaining, easy to read, and part of a completed trilogy, pick this up. All right, and that was the 5 books for today. If you like getting these reviews every week, please subscribe to our channel or to our newsletter, which we send out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And the links to that are in the description box below, as are the links to all the books. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks, Terrence, for being with me here today, so I'm not all alone up on camera. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everyone next Friday. Bye, everybody.
Get me out of here.